Hello guys, welcome to the next video tutorial on Bootstrap tutorial for beginners. In the last video we have seen what is a grid system in Bootstrap and how we can use containers in Bootstrap. Now in this video we will see how we can insert rows and columns inside our container in Bootstrap. So last time I've told you that each Bootstrap web page has this container, and inside this container you can use rows and columns, and this is what makes the basis of grid system in Bootstrap. So let's try to add some rows and columns inside our container here. So I have a little sample for you how you can add the rows and columns inside your container div element. So I have told you last time that you can add as many as rows you want in a web page. So there is no restriction on adding the number of rows. And how you can add these rows? You can just add this div element and take this class called a row, and then it will add this row to your container. Okay, and you can add multiple rows. So for example, I will just add some paragraph here, random paragraph, and I will save this and I will run my web page, and in here I can see this row is added, and I can add as many number of rows as I want. So one row below other row below other. Okay, so you can add, you can copy and paste something like this and it will add as many rows as you want. So I will save this and run it, and it adds rows like this. Okay, now in order to add columns you need to do inside the row. Okay, so for example I will delete all the rows except for one, and in here I want to add a column. Okay, so how you do this? You do this like this. So this class you need to import, which start from col, and then comes some wildcard or asterisk which you can change, or which you have multiple options for. So for the first asterisk after this column comes the size of this column, and it depends on the device you want to use or device on which you want to use this column. For example, you want to use it on phones, then you use access instead of this asterisk. So for example, for phone you use access, or if you want to use it for tablet you change it with SM. If you want to use for desktop of normal size, then you use MD, and if you want to use it for larger desktop then you use LG. Okay, and the next asterisk is the column number. For example, we want to add some columns. So we already have discussed that maximum number of columns we can add to a web page is 12 in Bootstrap, right? So you can just say it can be of 6 size. So whatever number you write here, it will take it as number of columns. Okay, so for example I write is here 6, it will take it as 6 columns. So let's make it for desktop here, and I'm going to just copy this and paste it inside my row. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this paragraph once again inside this column div. Okay, so inside this column div I'm going to paste this paragraph, and I'm going to save it and run it once again, and you can see it captures, or it takes the half the size of your page width. Okay, so for example I give here 12, maximum 12 I can give, as the column, number of columns, right? And I refresh my web page, it takes the whole width like the row. Okay, and when I do something like, for example, 2, number of columns is equal to 2, it takes 2 columns here, so like this. Okay, so you can vary this number from 1 to 12. Okay, so for 12 it will be maximum, and for 1 it will be minimum, like this. Now you can add multiple columns inside your row. For example, I want to add some more columns, for example 3 columns, and for first column I give the width of 2, second column I give the width of 4, and third column I give the width of 6, for example. So total of these columns is 12. 2 plus 4 plus 6 is equal to 12, right? And I will refresh my page, and you can see this is equal to 2 columns, this is equal to 4 columns, and this is equal to 6 columns. Okay, or what you can do is you can do something like 4, 4 and 4. It depends upon you, the size you can vary. So 4, 4, 4 will be equal for our text 1 and text 2 and text 3 are all equal. Okay, or you can vary 1 and 8 and 3, for example. Okay, save it, refresh the page, and it's going to take the width as you specified, right? So in this way you can use rows and column in your Bootstrap. One more thing, for example, you want to add one more row containing these columns, you can just copy this row, for example, and you can add multiple rows, something like this. Okay, and when I refresh this, it will give you 3 columns from first row, other 3 columns from second row, and other 3 columns from third row. So in this way you can use rows and columns in Bootstrap. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.